Hello, everybody, and welcome to Storytime with Gwendolyn, the story a day till Gwendylmas, and today is Gwendylmas Eve! I know, you know what that makes tomorrow, right? If you don't know at this point, then you need to go back and watch all the other videos. I am very excited that you're all here. Of course, I have to introduce you to my very special guest. The first special guest you may have noticed is my Meow Meow Kitty onesie. It's got a kitty head with ears, and I will never cease to show you the feeties. They even have sticky bits on the bottom so you can run around and not fall over. Very smart idea. My next special guest is my age-appropriate beverage. Is a mimosa. Because mimosas are what I drink all day on Gwendylmas, and I decided to start early. Everyone take a drink of your drink. My next special guest is very exciting. I found this when I was cleaning my closet. It's this doll that I made. I made this doll. She doesn't have a face, but I made this doll. I made her dress and her little belt with the flower on it, and I got this bonnet because I wanted to be Laura Ingalls Wilder, and so I put the bonnet on her. I tied it. She doesn't really have a neck, so it's hard to tie it. She got two little pigtails and a little cloaky cape thing, and there's even, look, lace around the bottom of her dress. I sewed it all. She doesn't have a name. Let's name her Annabelle. Surely nothing will go wrong. She's leaning. And last but not least, this awesome book that was picked up by my best friend, Miss Ann, from the local library. Support your local libraries. I haven't read it yet. It's called The Santa Trap. And it's by Jonathan Emmett and Polly Bernatine. Oh, that's like Bernadette. It's very pretty. Look at that kid. He's got a big chair and an angry face. So, everybody, welcome to A Story a Day Till Gwendylmas, Gwendylmas Eve. This is my Meow Meow Kitty onesie with the feeties. This is my age-appropriate mimosa beverage. That is Annabelle that I made when I was younger. And this is the Santa Trap. Everyone take a drink of your drink. Come closer, Annabelle. I have to read you the back. Meet a beastly boy with a dastardly plan that could ruin Christmas. Warning, contains no peace and goodwill. He put dynamite all under the Christmas tree to make it a Christmas rocket fireworks. Which I don't think is the worst thing. Everyone loves fireworks. Red pages. The Santa Trap with Santa on it. The Santa Trap by Jonathan Emmett and Polly Bernatine. Uh-oh. That's where Santa was on the previous page. Bradley Bartleby was bad. He'd been born bad. Before Bradley even left the hospital, he'd bitten the midwife on the bottom, stolen the doctor's stethoscope, and emptied his diaper into grandmother's handbag. Oh, he is bad. Look at him. That's an angry looking baby, and then look what he did to those people. Uh-oh. And the older Bradley got, the badder he became. He tied up the post office man. Listen, Bradley, the post office has enough to deal with this year, and you don't need to be tying them up and throwing suction cup arrows at their faces. Bradley's parents were immensely rich. They had a huge house with a garden that was big enough to lose an elephant in. I don't need the garden, but I want an elephant. They knew that the garden was big enough to lose an elephant in because they'd done exactly that. Bradley had demanded the elephant as a house pet, but treated it so badly that it escaped into the garden and was never seen again. Bradley's parents always gave him whatever he demanded, not because they thought he deserved it, but because they were terrified of him, because he might shoot suction cup arrows at your forehead and steal your stethoscope and put his bodily functions in your grandmother's purse. But she's wearing a tiara. That's how rich she is. I wear tiaras and I'm not rich because I'm an actor. Womp womp. That elephant hightailed it out of there. Literally, look at... Oh no, that's his trunk, not his tail. But he hightailed it through the house because Barnaby slingshotted him. I hope this Barnaby kid gets his comeuppance. Bartleby. Bradley Bartleby. Everyone take a drink of your drink. Forgot. She needs to take a nap. Every Christmas, Mr. Bartleby hired a team of secretaries to type up the huge list of presents that his greedy son demanded from Santa. That team is a team of 3 secretaries. Of course, Santa knew what a beastly brat Bradley was, so he never looked at the list. But that didn't mean that he forgot about Bradley completely. Santa is such a kind-hearted old fellow that he believes no child, even one as bad as Bradley, should go without a Christmas present. So every Christmas morning, Bradley would discover that Santa had left him the same small gift. ... There's the elf, and there's Santa not looking at his list. Socks, howled Bradley. Another pair of stupid socks. Never mind, Bradley dear, cried Mr. and Mrs. Bartleby as they rushed in with a trolley load of presents. Look, Mummy and Daddy have got you everything you wanted. But I don't want presents from you, roared Bradley. I want presents from Santa Claus like everybody else. And he stormed back to his room. But his socks are cute. They're red with little hearts on them. Look at that mountain of treasure boxes full of presents. The next morning, Mr. and Mrs. Bartleby were alarmed to discover that their son had climbed up inside the living room chimney. That's not where children are supposed to go anymore. They were even more alarmed to discover that Bradley had nailed several sticks of dynamite around the chimney walls. What is Bradley, Wile E. Coyote? Oh my gosh. What are you doing, dears? Asked Mrs. Bartleby nervously. What does it look like? Scowled Bradley. I'm building a trap. That kid needs a good Mary Poppins in. A trap, said Mr. Bartleby. A trap for what? For Santa Claus, snarled Bradley. I'm going to catch that fat fool and take every present he's got. Oh, that is rude, yo. Mr. and Mrs. Bartleby were speechless. In a lifetime of badness, this was quite the baddest thing that Bradley had ever tried to do. Mr. Bartleby was the first to come to his senses. Isn't it a little early to be setting a trap? He gasped. It will be a whole year before Santa comes again. Oh, this is only the beginning, scoffed Bradley. It'll take a whole year to finish it all. Now, I don't approve of his behavior, but what would it be like to have a goal and a plan for a whole year that you focused on? I don't know. I can't even focus on one thing for a whole day. Everyone take a drink of your drink. Their dog is worried too, and he is all covered in soot from the chimney. And he was right. Bradley spent the rest of the winter fixing dynamite inside all the other chimneys. That's rude to his family. And the spring training tigers, which he stole from the local zoo, and he spent the summer fitting guillotines all over the doors and windows. and the autumn cutting trapdoors into all the floors. By the time December came around again, Bradley had turned the entire house into one stupendous ... So first there's the dynamites, and then he used a fake Santa with the tigers that he stole from he didn't even buy the tigers. He didn't even whine to his parents to get the tigers. He just stole them. And then guillotines, French Revolution, anyone, and then trapdoors. He ruined perfectly good floors by cutting trapdoors in them. ... Santa trap. Oh my God. You take that all in? You get all that? By Christmas Eve, their home was so dangerous that Mr. and Mrs. Bartleby had moved out into a hotel, leaving Bradley alone in the house. Now, he is clearly underage and needs supervision more than a lot of children, so I can't believe they would just leave him. But look at that armor is going to chop somebody. This is so dangerous. There's so many sharp things in here. And then, like, there's a halberd. There's an anvil. I told you it was Wile E. Coyote. There's an anvil. Everyone take a drink of your drink. One last thing, said Bradley as he hung his stocking beside the fireplace. He was certain that Santa wouldn't make it that far. Just to make sure, he tied an invisible tripwire to the stocking. My God, this kid, what kind of movies does this kid watch? The moment anyone touched it, a large metal cage would drop down from above, like Mousetrap. I never played that game, but I saw commercials and I wanted to. No more stupid socks, thought Bradley. This Christmas, I'll get exactly what I want. This Christmas, I'll get the whole lot. But as the evening grew darker, Bradley's eyelids grew heavier. His evil efforts had left him quite exhausted, and he soon fell fast asleep. There's laying the tripwire, and here is where he's sitting in that giant chair falling asleep. I think sleep is what gets a lot of supervillains to fail. It was almost midnight when Bradley was awakened by the roar of an angry tiger, whose tail had just been stepped on by an elephant. The house had grown chilly, and when he looked outside, Bradley was surprised to find the garden covered in a thick blanket of snow. Oh, it's a chilly house. Shivering with cold, Bradley decided to light a fire. Oh no. There's dynamite in there. It was only when the flames began to lick up the chimney that Bradley remembered the dynamite. See, he doesn't remember. He's like, ooh, warm, and then he remembers. Boom! Yow! The explosion blew Bradley right through the living room window and out into the rose bushes below. Oh no, he just ruined his parents' old and delightful, probably Gilded Age turn of the century house. Cursing loudly, inappropriate for a child, Bradley struggled free of the thorny stems. He had barely caught his breath when 6 sleek, stripy shapes came bounding towards him out of the snow. Nice kitties, squealed Bradley as he fled back through the rose bushes with the tigers snapping at his heels. Look at those tigers in the snow. They are not happy with him. Or probably anything. The tigers chased Bradley around the garden twice before he was able to lose them by diving into a heap of fresh elephant dung and creep back to the house. Determined not to be caught in any more of his own traps, Bradley took a deep breath and prepared himself before opening the door. Oh no, Bradley is getting his comeuppance. #karma. Aha, he cried triumphantly as he leapt clear of the falling guillotine. Ah, he cried miserably as he fell through the trap door. So first he jumps over the guillotine, which happens in Super Mario, kind of. It's not guillotines, but it's thunky rocks. And then he falls through the trapdoor. Trapdoors are terrifying, because you never know when there's going to be one. Because it's a trap. Everyone take a drink of your drink. Sometime later, as the sun rose on Christmas morning, a scratched, scraped, and badly bruised Bradley limped back into the living room. There wasn't much of a fireplace left, but amazingly, his stocking was still hanging up. And even more amazingly, Bradley could see there was something inside. Bradley hobbled over, tore down his stocking, and look at that whole area. And he's going to get to the stocking. But look at that shadow. Ghosty Santa. Tore down the stocking and ... Make your predictions now. I'll wait. Got it? Clang! The metal cage dropped right over him. Mousetrapped himself. He mousetrapped his own self. Bradley let out a long sigh. He knew that he was beaten, so he slumped down inside the cage and emptied his stocking onto the floor. For the first time ever, Santa had left Bradley more than one present. It was a big box of bandages and a large jar of antiseptic and ... There's where he knows he's beaten, and there where he slumps and dumps it out, and there's the bandages and antiseptic. Oh look, there's reindeers, hidden reindeers in this one. A nice new pair of socks. He's in a cage, he's got socks. So at least his feeties aren't going to get cold, and while he waits for his parents to come back. That was the end. Everyone take a drink of your drink. Well, the moral of the story is if you try to trap Santa, it's not going to work, and then you're going to fall in elephant poo and get a cage on you and blow up all your parents' chimneys. So don't try to trap Santa. Also, that's rude. I hope he learned his lesson, and I hope he appreciates those socks. Santa's a magical being. No, but how did he get in that chimney even though the chimney was blown up? It was magic. This is not a book. This is a cautionary tale. It's not a book that you need to take notes from. But you could get that big red chair. I would get a big red chair like that. I'd sit in all the time. I read books. Well, lords and ladies, thank you again so much for joining me this year for A Story Detailed Gwendylmas, especially tonight, Gwendylmas Eve. I hope that you enjoyed the book as much as I did, The Santa Trap by Jonathan Emmett and Polly Bernatine. It was a cautionary tale, and I really liked it. This has been my Meow Meow Kitty onesie with the kitty hat and ears and head. This has been my age-appropriate beverage, and this has been Annabelle. She was here. There she is. That's Annabelle. It's a doll I made when I was little, and I made all the things she's wearing and her hair. And this was the Santa Trap, picked out by my best friend Miss Ann at the local public library. She's awesome. Lords, ladies, children of several ages, any relatives that I unintentionally excluded from that, all of your pets, and your sentient plants that are also listening in. I hope you have a very Merry Gwendylmas, and all of the rest of your holidays are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel right on here and turn on notifications so you know when I post Storytime with Gwendolyn videos that are not on A Story Detailed Gwendylmas, because every so often I do that. You can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Gwendolyn Show, or on Twitch, twitch.tv/Gwendolyn Show. Bye!